Welcome back to another episode of Game Breakers, where we are reviewing some of the shinies from Pokemon Go. So today, I just caught this guy, Arbok, yesterday. The evolution of Ekans. I do like what they've done with this. I really actually prefer this golden color over the original purple. I think they did a fantastic job with Arbok. And then we will move up to where we left off from yesterday. And with this one, Crobat, I like that they changed the color. They made it very, very obvious. Pink's not maybe my favoriteest color, but I do like that they have really changed the color on this one. Made it obvious that it is a shiny. And I always appreciate when they do that. Of course, that is the evolution of Zubat. And then I have Darkrai. Now this one is legendary or a mythical, so you cannot trade for this one, which I really don't like that you can't trade for mythicals. But I was lucky enough to get a shiny in this after about 20 different raids with this dude. So I do like, actually, with the colors that they've done with him. They couldn't really make him too bright because it's a Darkrai. So I like that they've darkened the colors. They've kind of changed it enough that you can really tell that it is different from the original one. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot that they could have done with this to make it brighter or anything, just because of its type. The other one is the ice version of Darmanitan, sorry, and I like the green that they chose for this. Again, they were kind of had to stick with the white because it's an ice type, snow type. So I do like what they've done with this one in terms of the changes. And then there is the other one, which I have this shiny in a Lucky. And this one, they just darkened the colors. I do wish that they'd done maybe a little bit more with him than what they did. So the ice type, I think, was successful. The fire type, I kind of think there was a bit of a flop in terms of that. And then there's Delcatty. I like that they changed the colors in this one. Again, they made it obvious it's a shiny. It's a success for this one. And normally I'm not a fan of that coralish color, but with Delcatty, it does work. And the other one is Diggersby, which they just really lightened. Diggersby, they didn't really do a whole lot. I think it's kind of a flop in terms of that. And that, of course, is the evolution of Bunnelby. And next we have Ditto. I love the blue, actually, with this one. I think this is a big success from the purple that they had chosen before. This shade of blue is really nice. It's eye-catching. So great job on the Ditto. Dodrio, I like again that they've really changed this color, and the green in this one is actually kind of cool. And I have both the form of this one, which one has the dark neck and one has the light neck. So I do have both forms. And I do like what they've done with Dodrio. I think that is a success there. And sorry, my app is freezing. There we go. And the other one is Dauphin, which they have done its Phanpy Evolution. And I kind of like what they've done with this one. Because it made it more that ground type color. From the gray that it was before. So I do really like what they've done with this. I think that Dauphin was a success. And the other one is here is another success, I think, is Drapion, which is the Scoropie Evolution. And I like the colors that they chose for this one. Again, it's very obvious that it is a shiny and it is different from the other ones. And then we can move down to Drifblim, the Drifloon Evolution. I love the yellow and teal that they have chose for this. It looks really cool. It stands out. So I think this one here is another one that was a great success. And then there's Dugtrio. I'm not a big Diglett and Dugtrio fan. I think it's one of those useless Pokemon that they have inputted in the game. So the shiny version, I like the blue noses, but aside from that, they haven't really done anything else with this one. So I do think Dugtrio and Diglett is a bit of a flop for them. And then this one I traded for yesterday, and this is a Dunsparce. And this one I think was a success. It is a useless Pokemon. There's no evolution to it. I really am not a big fan of Dunsparce. I just think it's useless. But I mean, it was in the show, so they're gonna throw it in here. But I like the colors that they've chosen for this one. So as far as shiny goes, it's a success. And then we have a Dusk Noir. I like what they've done with this one as well. They've kind of stuck to the ghost and dark theme there. So I really do like what they've done here. Even the yellow, they did not make it a bright yellow. They made it just a kind of a regular yellow, so it doesn't go against the dark theme. And the other one here is Dustox. They did change the colors a lot with this one. It's another form of the Wurmple that we looked at before. But really, I'm not a huge fan of the colors that they chose for this one. So kudos for changing the colors, but the colors they chose really weren't all that great. I wish that they had kind of gone with something a little more brighter to make it a little more attractive. And then we have Electivire, or Electivire, sorry, which is the Electabuzz evolution. They just made the colors a little darker, so I really not a fan of what they did with it. I guess the electric is why they stuck with the yellow, but really just darkening the colors to me is kind of a bit of a cop-out. It was kind of a lazy evolution in shiny. The Electrode, I love what they've done with the Electrode, which is the Voltorb evolution in the shiny. That blue and white is really nice. Great contrast. So this one, huge success on that. Another one I love is Emboar, which is the Tepig evolution. They made the blue and everything. It just stands out. It's very nice. So they did a fantastic job on this one. And then we look at Empoleon, and I actually like what they did here too. I think the blue sticks out nicely, and the steel color is the same as what his tuxedo is, and I really like what they've done there. I think they did a fantastic job on the colors on this one. And of course that is the evolution of Piplup. And another one, I like what they've done here, the Escavalier, sorry, I struggle with that one. The Carablast evolution. And I like the pink actually on this one. I think it just stands out and adds that little pop to it to make it an obvious change. So I think that was another big success that they have done there. And Espeon, I really love the color they chose for Espeon. That green is fantastic. It stands out. It's very bright. Huge success on there. I like what they've done with most of the EV evolutions in shinies. One that I really don't like in either this form or the Alolan form, there's the head. I am not a big fan of it. I think that the colors that they chose make it look like a dead tree rather than something that really would stand out as a grass or psychic type. They could have gone with the grass or psychic type colors to really make it stand out more and make it a lot more attractive. Instead, they chose to make it look like a dead tree. So Executor in both the Alolan form and the regular form are flops in my opinion. I think they really trashed this one. Another one, X-Cloud. I don't mind what they've done here. They've kind of really lightened the colors on this one. They could have done maybe a little bit more. I might have liked it if it was like a bright blue or even a dark blue. It might have stood out a little bit more on here, but overall, not a bad addition to the shiny team. Oh, and of course, that's the Wismer Evolution. And another one I absolutely love. This one's in a gym right now. This is Feraligatr, which is, of course, the Totodile Evolution. And I love the colors that they've chosen this one. That blue, the teal, it just really stands out. Really, it looks quite awesome. So great success on this one. And another one here is Floatzel, which is the Bizel, I think it's pronounced, evolution. And this one, they didn't do a huge amount to it, but I wish they kind of gone along with the watercolors a little bit more when they did this one, especially like with the gray around his neck, that kind of coat-like collar. They could have made that one a blue to stick with the water theme, whether it was a light blue or a dark blue. So not a huge fan of what they've done with this one, but they did change the colors. Another one here that is the Fortress. They made this one look like it was this bronze fortress, which is kind of interesting. Of course, this is the Pinnacle evolution. I like it better in the Pinnacle with that golden, but with the Fortress version, I kind of wish that they had made it stick with the bug and steel colors, as this color just kind of looks a little dull. There's not a whole lot of contrast. They could have made the center part a different color than what the outer part is, and I think that would have been more of a success. And then one I really do like is Frostless, which is one of these Snorunt evolutions. The Snorunt is actually a pretty cool one. I'll show you that one right after this. But Frostless, I love the colors they've chosen for this. Really cool looking Pokemon to begin with, and the colors they've gone with the shiny are really, really nice. So I'm just going to go back and I will show you the Snorunt. So Snorunt, they have done this one. Most of these things are tagged for trade because I've got people trading for most of these. So yeah, we've got the Snorunt here. I love the blue that they've chosen. A really, really cool looking one. And that, of course, also turns into the other one down at the bottom, which we will get to yet. So we're just going to go back in here, look for the shinies, and I'm actually going to bring up another one here. The other, if I can type, the Glalie. This is the other Snorunt evolution. I actually really like this one. They didn't do a whole lot, but I like the little bit they have done. I actually really do like. I think the eyes especially really stand out with what they've done, and they stuck with the ice theme colors. So we will go back so let's go back to my favorites in shiny, and they've changed up my order back to recent from name, so we go back to name, and so we'll find where we were, and we can look down here and find Ferrets. This again is one I got in Lucky. I love what they've done with this one. Obvious color change. Really like the coral here, and again, I don't normally like that color, but for this one I think it works. and goes well with that dusty rose that we see on the rest of it. So I think the Furret, which is the evolution of Sentret, they did a really good job on. And then the other version of Ralts, so there's two versions of Ralts. Galade is one of them. I like what they've done here. There is more they could have done to maybe make it stand out more. But overall, I think they've done a great job on this one. It's a really cool looking Pokemon. Gardevoir is the other one. And again, I like what they've done with this one. Just a very elegant looking Pokemon, and the colors they chose went along well with that. So that is a success. Another one, there's Trubbish. The Trubbish they just darkened, so I think that one was a big flop. But Garbador, I hate this Pokemon. I think it is so ugly. And I think it was kind of useless to put in, even in the Pokemon regular series. But what they've done with the shiny, I do like. I think it was a success with what they were working with. Garchomp, the shiny, I think that they could have done more with this one. I think this one was a bit of a flop. I liked the blue that they chose to go with the Gible. So I wish that they had taken that blue and put the blue from the Gible into Garchomp. And I think that that would have been a lot more successful. Gengar is another one I think that they flopped on terribly. Even with the Ghastly. The Ghastly does look kind of cool, but I think that there's a lot more they could have done with this one. They just really darkened it, so I think it's a bit of a flop. One that they did really well is Gigolith, which is the Roggenrola evolution, and I love what they've done with this one. I like the regular form, but this form, I think the colors they chose was fantastic. I think they did a great job on this guy. So great job, Niantic. Girafarig. I like the blue nose. I do like the darkened colors. They kind of wanted to keep it obvious that it was a giraffe. But I think there's more they could have done with this one. So this one's just kind of mediocre for me. Kind of between the flop and success. Glassian, they darkened the colors on this one, and I do like that. And they had to stick with the ice colors, in my opinion. So what they had to work with, I really do think they did a good job on Glassian. And then there's Golduck. I like the blue that they chose for Golduck. It goes great with that water theme. The coral color that they mixed in, that I'm not a fan with. I wish they'd gone with something more along the lines of a red or a yellow, and I think it would have looked a lot better. But not a bad job on Golduck, which is the Psyduck evolution. I do actually like the Psyduck better than the Golduck, and I can check here. I might have in my trade folder a version of Psyduck for you to look at. So let's go Psyduck. Yes, I do. So there is Psyduck. I like what they've done with Psyduck. And then they went and they made the Golduck version. And, I think that they could have stuck with this color, or put this color even in contrast with that other blue, and it might have stood out a little better and been just a little bit nicer. So, good job on the Psyduck, but Golduck, maybe you could have worked on a little bit more. So, after Golduck, we are looking at Gorbis, which is one of the forms of Clamperl. I do like what they've done here. The yellow is very different from the pink that the regular Gorbis is. And that goldy color just stands out. It's actually really, really nice. And the Clamperl, I like what they did with Clamperl as well. And Clamperl, they made a really, really dark purple. As I type purple instead of Clamperl. Maybe I don't have one in the regular folders. So we're going to go back to regular Pokemon and type Clamperl. And you can see these are up for trade. So I like the purple they've done with this. I think that is fantastic. It really stood out. The other one that we have is Huntail. And you can see that in the shiny as well. I love the colors that they chose for this Huntail. I think it is fantastic. They did a great job on it. So great job on all three of the Clamperl evolution or versions. I think that they did a great job with that. So great job, Niantic. Now we can go and look. They went back to recents instead of name. So we can take a look now. We've done the Clamperls. So Granbull. This one's kind of ugly. I really think this was a huge flop. I mean, yes, they really did change the colors, but again, a blue or even a purple would have looked really, really great on Granbull. But instead they chose this peach color that really doesn't suit it and is just kind of ugly. So that one I think they failed on. Groudon, I love what they've done with Groudon. This one is a fantastic one. One of my favorites. So I liked the red, but this green is awesome. So that one is a huge success in my opinion. Gumshoes. This one is another one of those useless Pokemon. Yongoose Evolution. But I don't mind what they've done with this one. They could have chose maybe a different color, but overall I really don't mind it for one of those useless Pokemon. Gyarados, I love what they've done with Gyarados, which is a Magikarp evolution. Of course, blue is the regular version, but the red here really stands out. It is really attractive. I think they did a great job on Gyarados. And then there's Hariyama. Not a big fan of the purple. I think there's other colors that they could have chosen. And this is the Makahita evolution. And I think even with Makahita, they could have done better on that one. With the colors, kudos for changing the colors, but the colors they chose weren't great. Haxorus, I like what they've done with this. That red is really nice with the shade. And I think that it's a great Pokemon. Same with the Axew. So I really like that one. Heracross, this one's cool actually. I like the pink. And I don't normally like pink, but with Heracross I actually think pink was a cool color to choose. And it really does stand out very nicely. And then there's Hitman Chan. Not a big fan of what they've done with Hitman Chan. I think that it was a bit of a failure. They could have done a lot better with him. And then we have Hitmonlee. And this is the exact opposite. I actually like what they've done with Hitmonlee with the green. I think the green was a good choice. Would I have preferred red to stick with the fighting theme? Yes. I definitely would have. I think that is something that they could have worked on. And I would show you the Tyrogue, the unevolved version, but I have yet to get a shiny Tyrogue. And then there's Hitmontop. In this one, they chose the purple for its uniform, its onesie. But I don't mind the purple. Again, I think a red might have stood out a little bit more as a fighting type. But I don't mind what they did with that one. This one I really like what they did with Hydragon, which is the Dino evolution. I think it looks really cool and is something I could actually envision a dragon being like. So cool Pokemon to begin with, but I love the colors they chose for the shiny. And Hypno, the pink, that looks like Pepto-Bismol. Not a huge fan of that color that they chose. There's a lot of colors they could have chose other than this. Almost any color except the peach or this color, in my opinion, for Hypno. I know it goes along with the psychic theme, I get what they're trying to do with that, but not a big fan of the way they went with that one. And one I do really love is Infernape, which is the Chimchar evolution. I love what they've done with this one. I think it looks fantastic. So yeah, this one is a huge success. And Jolteon, another one that I like what they did with it. That neon green or neon yellow is great and sticks along with the electric theme. I think that, again, I like what they do with most of the EV forms. And then there's Jumpluff, which again is another one that is lucky. I'm going to be trying to max this one out. It's kind of a useless Pokemon, but for my missions right now, I have to max out a Pokemon. So this one, because it's lucky, will probably be one of those that I'd max out because I do have the candy to do so. And I do like that they've changed the color on it. It does stand out. I kind of wish that they had done a bit of a different color myself to go along with either the grass or the flying colors, but it does stand out, so they did change that, and that of course is the Hoppip. And the last one I will show you will be that Hoppip, as I really like what they did with that, and I wish that they had stuck with that color for the main one. So Hoppip, we have the green. See, I like what they did with that. And then it evolves into the middle form, which you can see down at the bottom here, is that pink kind of color. So I mean, I kind of wish that they carried this green through all the different levels, as I think that would have stood out more. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it, and I hope that you will tune in to future videos for Game Breakers as we take a look at more shinies in the next episode.